Welcome to WCW Souled Out 2000, and tonight we've got the US title inside Caged Heat and a match for the vacant world title where we're not quite sure who is going to face who, but we will have a new world champion tonight at Souled Out, our first pay-per-view of the year. Welcome back to Spike Piledriver. My name is Anders and we are booking WCW 2000 on Total Extreme Wrestling 9. If you're new to the series, make sure you get subscribed, lock in, like the video, share it with all your friends and follow along, because this is a series with a twist. We're not just booking WCW 2000, we're doing it and then we're heading to a spreadsheet where a random number will tell us to change things on the fly. Now, for every Nitro we've done so far, we've done 2 changes for each show. We'll see what we do tonight. Whether the first change is enough or not, we shall get to it. Right, let's have a look what the first change is. And it's we're taking over. Oh dear. Introduce a new stable planning to take over the company in a hostile takeover. This... oh dear, how are we going to do this? Right, okay, let's have a look at what we can do to fit this in. We have already got a heel stable who are trying to do a hostile takeover because it's the NWO. We've also got the Revolution who are potentially doing some sort of hostile takeover as well. That's on a lower scale. Right, what can we do? Right, let's have a look at the roster. We need a main eventer in this if it's going to be a hostile takeover. So let's do major star active and see who isn't being used currently. Bret Hart's out, injured. Benoit is being used. DDP is also being Goldberg's out injured. Hogan back on the 1st of Feb, so he's not going to be available yet. Nash in the NWO. Randy Savage potentially could bring some sort of heel stable in. Let's leave that one as a potential. Ric Flair hasn't returned yet, but is on the slate to return soon, as is Scott Hall. Steiner's in the NWO. Hall's in the NWO as well. Vicious is in the world title picture, so potentially not him. Then we've got Sting. Total Package as well, also involved. He's maybe something with Savage. I mean, we can't really do Savage and Luger because of the Liz connection. That might be a little bit ropey. Okay, let's think. Can we turn him? He's not. Oh, his last turn was very recent, so we can't really use him. I mean, we could. I guess it could flop. I mean, it's WCW. Let's turn him anyway. Preparing to turn. Okay. Savage is going to be leading our stable. That's what we got. Right, who can be backing up Randy Savage in the whatever this stable is going to be called? Potentially Buff Bagwell, although he's face preparing to turn heel already, so we kind of had that set to go in the DDP storyline, and then he decided he didn't like DDP, so that didn't work. Maybe we'll have Bagwell joining Savage as well, but we need someone for them to target. Piper's out. I mean, he's not really right. Next up, who can we have from the next one down? We're only going to do one change to the card after this because, well, that's just going to be chaos trying to add this in as well. Maybe Bam Bam. Okay, so we've got Savage, Bagwell, Bam Bam. That's 3 men. Do we need a 4th? I don't think we need another man to turn heel from face. Booker and Stevie are already... Hennig, he's face at the moment as well. We need someone as a patsy to basically get them in a position to hang. Well, I suppose we've got the NWO being involved in the 2 title pictures. Maybe after Benoit and Jarrett, we could have someone taking out them. Could we? No, we want the heels of. Okay, we'll get rid of Benoit from this angle here at the end of the show. So he runs down to try and save Sid. So Sid can get mauled by the NWO here. And then after Benoit Jarrett, maybe we'll have this new stable debut. So Benoit is currently slated to win the US title, just as a bit of a spoiler. Sorry about that. Maybe we'll do that here. Yeah, I think we will. So Savage, Bagwell, and Bam Bam storm the ring and lay out the new US champion. Savage grabs a microphone and declares that his new group... Please let me know your thoughts on my name in the comments down below, because I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. We'll go with it. Well, let's just go with Madness Inc. for the moment. Madness Inc. because why not? So, yeah, Savage grabs the microphone and declares that his new group, Madness Inc., is here to take over the WCW, starting with Benoit and his US title. We'll make no mention of the NWO whatsoever. Right, for the first part, we want an attack live in the ring, unscripted, improvised. Madness Inc. is taking over. That's the angle name. And in this angle, we want Benoit to be attacked. He can be the victim. Jarrett can just not be in the angle whatsoever. We'll just get him, scurry him off to the side. Randy Savage can be an attacker. Buff Bagwell, he can be an attacker. And Bam Bam can be an attacker as well. He can be the muscle of the group. Okay, I think that's what we need there. Save details, copy part 1 into part 2, and we want this one to be in the ring, an interview where Benoit is just, hang on, who's in the angle? Right, that's easier. Bam Bam can just be intimidation. Yep. Bagwell can just pose and just look pretty, I guess, in the background. Give him his sex appeal. He's got decent sex appeal. Benoit is going to be in a non-speaking role. You know, he's like selling his injury. There we go. And Randy Savage can be cutting a promo. There we go. Excellent. That is going to be that. We then need to go into the turns. Can we do turn? Right, so who's turning? We need Randy Savage to be turning. Buff Bagwell to be turning. Bam Bam's already a heel, so that's fine. Right. Close that. Book segment. Yes, save part 2. Excellent. That can go down here and here. That can be after the Benoit Jarrett match. I have realised I forgot to do a buffer introduction for the main event, which we'll do as well in a second. But before we get there, we need to remember to add a new stable. Add in Madness Inc. We've not got a faction. Gang. We'll go with a gang. Is that right? I don't know what the difference is. They are important. No min-max number. Okay, right. Randy Savage is leader. Buff is deputy. Bam Bam is muscle. There we go. Add the stable. Madness Inc. has been added. I mean, they're not exactly the same as the NWO, but close enough. Right. They're hugely important. Wonderful. Right, that's that stable done. Next, we wanted to add a buffer intro, in-ring angle, I guess. 4 minutes. How long does buffer talk for? That'll do. Live, serious. Buffer introduction. Buffer introduces the competitors in our world title match. Okay, so here we go. Buffer, you can be the segment host. If that's right. Yes, I guess. And then Kevin Nash will be in a non-speaking role, non-speaking appearance. And Sid will also be in a non-speaking appearance. There we go. Book. That can go back here. Excellent. Right, I think we're ready to run the show. We haven't got any dark matches or anything like that because, well, I can't be bothered to book them. And we're going to be going for 2.5 hours and we'll go through the show now. Let's go. Right, so the show opens with a video package on the world title and US title situations. We head into Souled Out. We get a brief history of Bret Hart, Goldberg, Benoit, Jarrett, Steiner, Nash, Sid, all culminating in tonight's 2 main events. Obviously, Hart and Goldberg both injured and out. And the 2 main events being Jarrett and Benoit and someone else in the world title match. You can probably guess who it is from what I've just done in the booker. But there we go. Right, so that starts off with a 66, and then we get our opening contest where Hoovy breaks his toe. Excellent. A high spot match between Billy Kidman and Hoovy Guerrera for the Cruiserweight title. Kidman makes his first defense of the title in just under 10 minutes after a shooting star press. And he's in, so Hoovy's broke his toe. A potential heel turn for Billy Kidman's been hinted at. Don't read that as a spoiler because it is a bit of a spoiler. A 39 rating for the match, a little bit hindered by that injury to Hoovy. We'll see how long he's out for. But Kidman and Tori have got pretty good chemistry as well, which boosted the segment. But a 39 for the opening match is not too bad. Hoovy's broke his toe. Yes, thank you, Buddy Lee Parker. I can read. Backstage, Mean Gene is with acting WCW Commissioner J.J. Dillon. He announces that it will be Sid getting a rematch for the world title tonight against NWO 2000 representative Kevin Nash, who is effectively replacing former champion Bret Hart in tonight's main event for the vacant title. Obviously, we had the title vacated on Nitro. If you didn't see that, check out the Nitro video in the playlist for this series. It was the 10th of January video. So if you are unfamiliar, get watching it. But obviously, Bret's injured for the next 5 years, so he's going to have to vacate the title at some point. 37 rating for that one, and that brings us into our tag team title match. And it was a heel versus heel, obviously, because everyone is a heel in our tag division. But Crowbar and Flair defeated the Mamalukes in just under 7 minutes. Flair getting Vito to submit in the figure 4. That's defense number 1 for their tag team title reign. Johnny the Bull, a weak link, 34 rating. Nobody else is a particularly strong link out of those 4 performances. But we will build our tag team division up at some point. But currently it's Crowbar and David Flair as the champions. Sid arrives backstage. He's told by Mean Gene that he'll be facing Kevin Nash for the title tonight. And Sid is happy and will finally claim what is rightfully his. He's got a groundswell of support, but the segment only got a 51 rating. The crowd is simmering at the moment. Into our next contest, and this is the one that we were going to set up for the hardcore title and then decided to switch the hardcore title thanks to our random generated booking help. So it's not for the hardcore title, but Bam Bam beat Norman Smiley inside 5 minutes, or just in 5 minutes, in a hardcore match with a greetings from Asbury Park. Norman Smiley debuted a new move. Benefited from his hot new move that debuted last week, I believe. He's got a groundswell of support, but he's still lost because Bam Bam won. 48 rating for the match moving forward. Then we get a video of Stevie Ray walking around the streets of Harlem, talking about how his brother Booker T has turned his back on his home and his family and forgot where he's come from. Booker is then interviewed by Mean Gene. He insists he hasn't forgotten anything. He knows exactly where he came from, and it's Stevie who's turned his back on his family. A 36 segment rating for that one. Booker's interview getting a slightly higher rating as part 2 is there, obviously 40 and 30. Unclear the crowd heat at the end of this one. That gets us into our next match, which is actually quite decent. 50 rating for Booker T versus Stevie Ray. Booker getting the victory by disqualification when Big T, or a large unnamed man who may or may not be Ahmed Johnson, ran in and attacked Booker T. Shivani and Hudson have got pretty good chemistry when calling matches together. I think we already know that. Next up, we see that beatdown continue as Big T and Stevie beat down Booker. Stevie is shouting about how Big T is replacing the weak link in Harlem Heat, and Booker gets hit with whatever the Pearl River plunge is called when he's the fat member of Harlem Heat. I don't know. 33 rating anyway, so that kind of bombed after the match. The Filthy Animals and the Revolution are up next in their 6-man tag. Losers split up for good, and this will give you a hint as to why who has been re-signed out of the Radicals. So there you go. Revolution beat the Filthy Animals after Shane Douglas pinned Eddie Guerrero with a Pittsburgh plunge after Billy Kidman ran in and pushed Eddie off the top rope and turned his back on his former buddies in the Filthy Animals. Conan has sustained a broken collarbone. He's completely phoned in his performance, and it can clear he was not trying. Well done for being professional there, Conan's. Handle changes. We need to make sure Billy Kidman turns heel. He's been building up for 7 segments now, apparently. There we go. Excellent. He's now a heel. Eddie Guerrero's benefited from being Flavour of the Month, but also not benefited because he hasn't re-signed with WCW. He's leaving. So there you go. That is why he was pinned in this match, and we will see what happens later. Conan out with a collarbone injury. So that's good that we've made the decision to split up the Filthy Animals, because it looks like only Ray is going to be fit after this. Thank you, Arn. Billy Kidman looks to have joined the ranks of the Revolution. The Cruiserweight Champion helps them beat down the former members of the Filthy Animals. So there we go. Kidman and Tori. In fact, did I even have Tori to turn heel? Potentially not, but I should have done. I should make sure that happens going forward, because it looks like it hasn't. I should have done that in this angle. Never mind. But yes, Kidman is joining the Revolution, who have eradicated the Filthy Animals from the company. That one only got a 34, but never mind. Right, backstage, Mean Gene. Why is this one only geared to 38? Wonderful. Mean Gene interviews the NWO 2000. Nash claims he will win the vacant WCW title. Jarrett will retain the US title. And Steiner will be busy pleasing the freaks, the NWA girls, who are all there on your screen. None of them are being booed out for doing porn in their past. So there you go. Nash and Steiner enjoyed having no script, but a 38 rating is poor. So never mind. Right, that's that. Next segment up next is the Total Package and Vampiro. They don't click and have a poor match. Wonderful. Package wins in 6 minutes with a torture rack. Designed to tell a specific story, and it did. It's told the story that Package is better than Vampiro. But after keeping the Vampiro in the torture rack after the bell, the lights go out. Lightning begins to strike inside the arena, and Sting makes his return, lowers down to the ring. Luger drops Vampiro and legs it before Sting can lay a finger on him. Sting looked good. Segment only got a 47 though, and the unclear crowd heat at the end of the segment shows you that the fans are WCW fans and not bothered in the slightest. 47 rating, again, was expecting it to be higher, but never mind. DDP and Kanyon brought the goods, though. A 59 rating for this match in their last man standing bout. Kanyon getting the victory after a fireman's carry, neck breaker, and a turn by Kimberly Page. Who would have thunk it? Kim turned on husband DDP. Let's handle the changes. Let's turn her heel. And I'm unsurprised in the slightest that Kimberly Page... Well, of course I'm not surprised because I booked it. But Page has been turned on by his wife. It was going to happen eventually. Kimberly is a much better heel. DDP carrying the bulk of this one, a 64 rating for his performance, 59 overall for the segment. A good match there, 13 minutes in a last man standing bout. DDP, after the match, is disrespected as Kanyon dismisses his two champagne girls and raises Kimberly's hand as the ultimate champagne doll. They will be going forward as a duo. Baby and Chameleon will probably be getting sacked because I've got no use for the former Nitro girls here. That only got a 38. Excellent. I'm guessing, is it sex appeal that's just dragging all the angles down? I mean, they've all got high 80s as the sex appeal and it's just not helping. Maybe that's the case. Right, in our co-main event, the Cage Heat match was brought... the cage was brought down. And Jeff Jarrett and Chris Benoit went to war for 15 minutes, a 67 rating for the match, and in the end Benoit got the clean victory over Jarrett with a crippler crossface to become the new US champion. And that is all we'll see from Jarrett tonight, won't it be? Because I'm sure Benoit will just celebrate this victory nicely as the cage is lifted high. Oh no, he won't, because Savage, Buff Bagwell, and Bam Bam Bigelow storm the ring. This is an unusual combination of characters. They lay out the new US champion, and Savage grabs a microphone. He declares that this new group is Madness Inc., and they're here to take over the WCW, starting with Benoit and the US title. Just when Benoit thinks he's got past the NWO, a new, not quite so NWO will just come in as well. So Bagwell and Savage have got a poor reaction because their recent term was quite recent, but who cares? Savage did a good job on the mic, improvising his interactions with the crowd, and that brought the segment up to a 45, and then we go into our main event. Well, we go into Buffer's introductions for the main event, which gets a 46. Excellent, well done. The main event itself gets a 61, and Kevin Nash wins the world title with a jackknife powerbomb following interference from the returning Scott Hall. The Outsiders are back together. The match suffered because there was not enough selling shown, but who cares? Nash is the new world champion, beating Sid Vicious. The Outsiders are back. Hall has taken his few weeks off and he's returned. Nash, Hall, they celebrate with the with the WCW title. Steiner and Jarrett join them in the ring. I forgot to change the written words here, but Savage is beaten up a bit more. 4-on-1 odds. NWO stand tall as the show goes off the air. 49 rating, but they are not the only heel faction who are trying to take over WCW. We got a 60 overall rating, which is okay. Up in 10, down in 10. Would have had more growth elsewhere, but our number of viewers was limited. But that was WCW Souled Out. Let me know your thoughts on the show down in the comments below. Please let me know your favourite match, your favourite angle, favourite part of the whole series going forward. Oh, Hoovy's only out for 4 days, so that's okay. And Conan's out for 19, so that's not too bad at all on the injuries. Finance-wise, we've made some money. Yep, great. Popularity, as mentioned, bit down. We're not great, are we? WCW hard in the year 2000. We're not going to do a media scrum because it's the year 2000. Who does daft things like that? Right, thank you very much for watching my Sold Out 2000 show. If you enjoy it, obviously let me know the thoughts in the comments. We'll be back for Nitro tomorrow, as usual, on a Monday. And we'll be running through for the rest of the month before we get to Super Bowl in February. We've got a new world champion, a new US champion, a new heel stable looking to take things over. Who knows what else is going to happen next night on Nitro. We're going to have clashing heel factions. We've got the Revolution involved as well. We've just added a new member. Lots of great things happening. Oh, I say great things. We've got lots of things happening. Some of them mediocre, some of them poor. But we shall see what happens going forward. Nitro is up next. Thanks for watching once again. I'll see you then. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching.